We've got an hour-long special today with a very interesting character and a mega car collection. He's a familiar face, you've seen him on the channel before, and we're going to go into his car collection, how he's made money, his work ethic, what his picks for the future are, what he's done well with, and all the rest of it. It's a great chat and I absolutely loved filming this one. But before we do that, this video is once again brought to you with Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. They further improve their offering and there's loads of new things available to go and take advantage of using that code below. You'll save money on your first website using that link below, using that code, so make sure you bookmark that. Even if you're not using it now, you'll save money on your first website. So something I've not talked about before, Squarespace actually uses design intelligence. Using the power of AI enables you to create a stunning website exactly as you need it using the power of AI. You really got to go and have a little go on it on Squarespace to fully understand how powerful this tool is. It's absolutely incredible. It's mind-blowing. For those running their website as a commercial entity as well, you've got Squarespace Payments. Squarespace Payments is the easy way to manage your payments in one place. Onboarding is fast and simple. Just get started in a few clicks and start receiving payments right away. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with their popular payment methods as well. These include Klarna and others. So you can actually take client bookings now as well with Acuity scheduling. That's a new feature that I wanted to talk about and I haven't actually mentioned before. You can do invoicing through your site. There's SEO tools and you can also sell content. This is a massive one. Loads of people selling courses, webinars, all of that stuff. You can sell that through your site with ease on Squarespace. And as always, make sure you are keeping me up to date with what you are building, the websites you're creating, the businesses, the passion projects, whatever it is. Make sure you're updating me with what you are creating. Use that link below right there. It's an exclusive discount for you guys and girls, so make sure you save it. If you're not ready yet, you just save it as your bookmarks and you go and get it at a later date. For now, let's hit the intro. Hello, and welcome back to TGTV. More specifically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very exciting video. Today we are meeting up with Richard, who I featured on my channel very recently. We have got a warehouse full of cars there and a very interesting chat. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of how to pick a winner in investment cars, what our picks are for the future, and how well he's done on some of the cars in his collection. So we're going to dive in anyway. I've actually come in something slightly off theme for today's video. You'll see inside there are no EVs in there, but I've come in the Cupra Tavascan. I've been running this car for a while now and it's absolutely fantastic. I get a lot of questions on the Cupra Tavascan. There we go. We got it in shot and my horrible mug. Look at that. I get a lot of questions on this car. These things are fantastic. If you fancy one, go and test drive. They're not paying me to be nice about it. So if you like EVs or you want a daily driver, they are fantastic. Let's head in then, because you're not here for EVs. You're here for Richard from Challenge the Road. I'll leave his channel below because he's a YouTuber as well. And let's head in and go and find him. Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I was coming to see. And in the shadows there, we have Richard. He's back on the channel. I did threaten that I'd come and see you here. How you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, very nice to see you. This is quite some setup. Good Lord. Right, so for those that missed the video then, Richard and I caught up at Joe Mackay recently, whereby he purchased this Barchetta, which is now safely into the collection. We were discussing what cars are a good bet for the future. You've made some fantastic choices over the years. Not that many bad ones, I don't think. We're going to go into that. And I thought, I'm going to have to come down, see some of the collection, because this is not all of them either. And we're going to go through what you've bought, what you've sold, and how you end up with a collection that looks like this. This is what, a third of the cars you've got?
Yes, about a third in here.
Wow.
We've got more around, and obviously it's very difficult for me to stop buying cars.
Yeah.
Especially if I see things that are value.
Yep.
I tend to work hard selling phones in the day and buy cars at night, I think, at the moment. And that's gone well. And, you know, started with one car and then built up. And then I wanted a clubhouse sort of for myself and my little nephew and my friends to come in and they go on the Sims and look at the cars. And we like explaining the cars and obviously keeping the history of these sort of modern, I say mine stuff is modern classics. I haven't got anything too old. And I enjoy the game of buying a car. It has to be a car I enjoy and has maybe got personal history to me.
Yeah, likewise.
And then you know, seeing them appreciate, hopefully, or just enjoying them. I have this thing that if it doesn't go up in value, then I use it a lot. Yeah.
That's exactly it. And we were just talking off camera as well. Obviously, I've already been in here. I don't just walk in with a camera off the bat. But we were saying, like, we do get accused of buying cars just as financial instruments. But actually, there is nothing wrong with buying stuff that you love that you also think might have a good side to it. And obviously, you're a businessman. You don't willfully go into things that you don't like, and also you don't willfully go into things that you might lose your shirt on. And it's just stupidity ultimately.
Yeah, and some of the cars that I've got, like the Clio V6, the GR Yaris, all them, I find them as enjoyable to drive, if not more enjoyable to drive than them, because I worry about them, and there's a lot of potholes, and you know, there's just things that, like, I mean, I love driving the Escort Cosworth. I know we're going to talk through that. It doesn't have to be a multi-million-pound car to have a real nice level of enjoyment, because sometimes, you know, if you're taking the Mercy SV out, the roads become a lot smaller.
Yeah.
You're a lot more aware of what's going on, and you know, you don't want a deer running out and damaging the car.
And that happens. That does happen.
And then that has a big effect on your insurance and all. And you know, it doesn't matter how much money you've got. It's more about, I like having an original car.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
When I've had cars before and someone's dinged them or damaged them,
Yeah.
I used to sell them, to be honest, because I thought, it's not my original car now. You know, it doesn't. You know, it's frustrating.
I think that'll resonate with a lot of people. I'm kind of a bit the same as well. If there's ever anything sort of even minor, you can't stop thinking about it. And I think that is an affliction, particularly car people, watch people as well. I think that's a kind of similar sort of mentality. Right. Shall we get stuck in then? Because there's lots to get through. So this is the clubhouse then. There is more space here. There's plenty going on, and there's a kind of a developing state of affairs here. So we're going to have to do an update at some point. But we've got Sims here first and foremost. We've got a workspace. It's all going on. This is kind of where I want to be with my garage, but the finances haven't quite got there yet. So this is good inspo. Where should we start then?
Well, yeah, this is almost a bit like my office.
Yep.
You know, so I work over there, or sort of work, if you can get any work done. Or I was on the race sim, like when you...
I was going to say, working and then having this here, I'm not 100% sure how much...
Not a lot gets done, really. But it gives me inspiration, and it makes me work harder.
Yep.
So if you think, you know, I come in and think, how did I get all these cars, and I better work harder today. And so it started with the Lancia. So Lancia Delta, Group A / Group N. I bought this in 2013. So when I bought my old family home back, I didn't have any cars at all. But I normally just run 2 cars. So I'd have one for weekends and one for day. So I went back to no cars at all, which was fair enough. I needed the money. And then I started with this one. And this was like my dream car. When I was sort of 18, 19, I wanted a Lancia Delta. They were winning all the rallies. I think they won 6 world championships. And I thought, rally cars maybe, one, look a little bit undervalued, and 2, they had an MOT and you could use them on the road.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I'll get this one. And I actually drove an F40, and then I drove this, and this was, I think, £40,000. The F40 was £300,000, if you can believe it at the time.
Wow.
And I thought I'd rather have the Lancia. And, you know, the steering felt better, the driving position was better, and probably I wasn't looking at it as being an investment, if I'm honest, because cars at that time weren't, you know, something that was of an investment piece.
No.
And then this increased, which was great, and I started to think, well, I might go a little bit more with a rally car, and I met some really good people who were, you know, Colin McRae's engineer looks after all these rally cars, and I thought I'd buy more. So I bought this rally car and the Subaru on the same evening.
As you do.
Right.
Casual evening.
So I'll go through. So basically, this one come up on rally cars for sale, £75,000, and I thought I really want to suit. That's like my favourite ever car. 99 Subaru Impreza WRC, 21 of them made. Burns his test car. I say £75,000, and then the next advert come up, it was Colin McRae's Focus, and it was in an orange colour, and I looked back at the history and I thought, oh God, I was actually going to back out the Subaru to take the Focus, and I thought, what am I going to do? I need both, I have to have both. So I rang the guy, done the deal, but he was able to go to Ford and put it back to original factory spec as when Colin drove it in Catalonia. So the guy come out at the time and put the stickers on. And this process took time, about 9 months. And he said, Richard, pay me when it's done. So that gave me time to have the Subaru and then buy this. And this was 110k. It was the front of PlayStation, which is really cool. I've got trying to think, there's a picture of it around here. But I've got
I remember it. Yeah.
This is the front reg. Colin McRae finished 6th in Catalonia, famous rally.
Yep.
He damaged his hand the rally before. He had a big crash, and he drove this with one hand, and the rally drivers actually clapped him in. Tommy Mackin.
Wow.
It was incredible. So so then they were like my boyhood dreams. And they increased in value, so then they thought, oh right, well this is quite good.
So can I ask you a personal question on this one? What if that went tomorrow at auction? What would you expect?
I'd expect it to be in the sort of $500,000.
Wow. Okay.
The Subaru I got offered a lot more because
Good grief.
the Subaru I got offered £1 million on the Subaru.
Wow.
And that's just because those cars like the 99 spec manual, correct left-hand drive, originality. They said it's the best, most original 99 car there is.
Wow.
And I rejected that offer. One, at the time I didn't know how much they offered me an open checkbook, but I didn't know it was £1 million because I paid 75. But
yeah,
I couldn't get another one.
No.
So it becomes quite difficult, and people think, well, yeah, but Richard, you had to take the money, didn't you? But it's not all about money.
No, I mean, it's nice knowing it's there actually, and it's cool to know that it's there if you need it. But if you don't sort of need it right now,
and you've got to understand my mentality is quite interesting. Like,
yeah,
I feel, I run my bank account overdrawn.
You and me both.
I just feel but I just feel like I want to feel. I don't want to feel mega wealthy.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I have to earn stuff, and that's what's led me to keep trying to earn and trying to do more things with the cars, because I sort of forget what I've got and then go, I'd like to have like the Diablo or things and go more.
Do you know what? That is really, really interesting. I operate in exactly the same way. I think you've got a few more zeros on me, but I am operating in that way, and that's kind of actually made me feel a little bit better in that I do try and bucket off money as soon as I get it. I never sit with massive cash reserves. I always want all of my money in something that's doing something for me, and preferably that I love as well. So I want it working for me and enjoying it at the same time, which I don't think there's many things. Bar watches as well, quite equivocal. I mean, obviously, if you're into art, then the same similar sort of thing. But I think, yeah, there's a certain kind of niche of brain out there. You're one of them, and there's a few others that I know that kind of operate in that way. And it keeps you hungry. It keeps you going.
Yeah, it keeps you hungry, but it keeps you at a level.
Yeah.
I'm quite aware that I could lose everything. I'm quite aware of that. If business or whatever, and I have to in myself be happy with nothing.
Yeah.
So if you said to me now, Richard, you've lost everything, because I did lose everything. Remember, so I started the business with £300. The business done better in mobile phones and better, and it's still doing very well today. And I, massively appreciate that. And I'd never want to feel like I was above anyone.
No.
I enjoy a nice coffee and fish and chips on a Friday.
Nice.
But then I have got a lot of things, and sometimes it's difficult to talk about things as well. with things like the P1 and that.
Yeah.
They're not so much.
We're going to get onto the P1.
My car. They're more. I thought they were low in value. So I'll give you an example. You've got two cars here, and this is 50,000, and this is $500,000. If I think that one is good value, I would buy that because I think that one might be 30.
Yep. No, I totally get.
So it's more about value than actual cost. Obviously, you've got to have enough money to do that, but that's how I try and pick my car.
Well, the cost on these things is only really, when all's said and done, if you're out of it at the other end, what it actually cost you. Because some people I speak to, they say, "Oh, I've got this car and it's X a month." I'm like, "Well, no. What's the balloon payment? What's the residual value? What are you looking at when you come out of the thing at the end?" They're like, "Oh, I don't know, but it's X a month." And you're like, "Well, hold on, pump the brakes. That's not actually the cost of the car. That's just cash flow. As long as you've got the cash flow going through, then you really need to look at where that's going to stand you down the line." And you're right. That hasn't cost you 110 grand.
Well, do you
Temporarily it did.
I put 10,000 deposit on that.
Wow.
So if you look back at the time, it was 10,000 deposit, and then I'd done like a balloon, and then obviously they went up.
Yeah.
And someone might say, well, that's risky, you know, but you've got to have belief in some of the cars and
Yeah.
belief that they will go up.
Yeah.
And everything I'd done, because I didn't have very much money, everything I'd done was around the value of the car. I absolutely remember like getting a 99 Subaru Impreza, thinking it's £20,000. Bloody hell, that's a lot of money. But I knew when I sold it in 3 years' time, it was 17.
Yep.
So my thing was interest minus £3,000.
Yeah.
That's my. So I wasn't, you know, I was trying to get the best car I've got, but obviously not lose as much. And I've just been to the new car launch of the Vanquish, and they said it's 400,000.
Oh, we were talking about this earlier. That is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe. What are they taking over there? What are they smoking? I guess that's just what cars cost these days. Because you were saying about the Temerario or whatever it's called.
Which is called the Lamborghini Reckless. That's what I call it now, because I can't pronounce it. Temerario, I don't know. But yeah, I was at the launch of that yesterday, and I've spec'd the car over there, haven't I?
Yeah.
I just thought, yeah, it's 340,000 hybrid.
Bloody
Is
hell.
hybrid the way to go? When I was saying about how cheap this was to run, didn't I? Like I spent £1,000 on servicing in 10 years.
Yeah.
These Fords, I know everything about them. And this is a very low mileage. Well, you said it's better than new, isn't it? When you sat in it.
Yeah.
Own a 5,000 mile car.
One owner, 5,000 mile car. I mean, that is a typical kind of find another. And look at the reflections there as well. That's literally like a blue mirror. It's ridiculous.
And when I bought it, I see stuff on Facebook going, whoever bought that, he must be on drugs, you know, 38,000 plus fees, so 40 odd thousand. But they don't realise that Ford has a brand, it has a heritage, it has collectors. There's no more cars that were developed by Colin McRae.
Yeah.
It's the only road car developed by Colin McRae. He took this on rallies, developed it. I really like it. So for me, okay, it might not go up in value, but find another one.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you say to, you know, on a lot of these cars, find another one that's better.
I mean, because most of these sorts of cars as well, the enthusiasts, they fiddle. They tinker, they fiddle, they drive them, particularly the fast Fords, they drive them, they get a lot of miles on them.
It's nice to drive.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's not, you know, 212 horsepower, it drives nice. I say, I was putting together this road and rally collection, to sort of go back to that. But so the aim was to have the road Lancia, which I've got a road Lancia with this, the road car with the rally car.
Yep.
Obviously the Subarus 22Bs went up a lot in value, and then I've done the Escort Cosworth, which we come round to. So I've got those 8, then I've got a Mitsubishi, but you can't really buy a Group A Mitsubishi because they destroyed them.
Oh,
So
okay.
the technology in them, they destroyed a lot of the cars, so it's very hard to find a Mackinnon Group A Mitsubishi.
Ah, okay. Because I was going to say, all right, mate, I think you're missing one over there, but that may be why. And this is really interesting talking because whilst I'm someone that knows about the sort of Italian cars and, you know, last of the NA this, last of the manual that, Pininfarina this, and I can pick some winners, and I have picked some winners, and the Italian stuff I'm better with. The rally side of things is not something I've ever dabbled in, and you are tickling my pickle with these. I am in, and I'm gonna
I mean, if you look at, say, Subaru, so you look at so 22B. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know these cars like inside out. These are my car. I bought one originally. I had a McRae series. I built my way up. Bought the 22B. It's £32,000. It was Ryan Giggs's car.
Wow.
I got it from up in Yorkshire. They drove it down. This was my best ever car. I had a big crash in one. Just basically went into a corner, lost it, went in the hedge to come out for, not getting another Subaru.
Perfect.
Sold it, £23,000. So then in lockdown, my brother, who's big into Subarus, he's got a Forester and an Impreza. My dad had a Subaru, it's just in the family.
Yeah.
We would drive down to Wales and so he come up for sale, 300 mile. Remember it, 300 mile Subaru 22B. And my brother messaged me, he said, Richard, you've got to buy that. So I rung the guys. I said, look, you've got a 300 mile 22B. He said, yeah. How much is it? 300,000.
Christ.
And I couldn't talk. I was like,
300 grand.
300 grand.
Wow.
And then they sold it. So I said to them, look, if you get another one that's, you know, maybe more miles, I'd be interested. And so they rung me with this one. They said, there's one that's been in storage 18 years. The guy was held at gunpoint for the car.
What?
And never drove it again.
Perfect.
And there's a picture of it here, so it's 5,000 miles. I said, well, how much is that one? It says 150. 150 when I've sold one for 23 with the same mileage.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I can't do it. And I thought, no, I'm going to do it. So I've done it. And this is the car here now. But then I thought, it kept going up in value again. So I thought, I don't want to drive it. I'll buy another 22B. So I bought another 22B with 30,000 miles for 120. Because obviously they'd started to step up. This is now 300. And I've been offered 300 on it.
Wow.
I then put it on collecting cars within 6 months and made 100,000.
Wow.
On the 30,000 mile one.
Bloody
so
hell.
Then I thought, I might buy another one, which you probably did. But this car, you know, so 22Bs, where I'd lost money before, I thought, lost like 10 grand, annoyed about it. I'm now a long way up.
Yeah. You've restored order.
You know, and you can see the quality in this. I mean, 5,000 miles, it's like a new car.
Unreal.
And then it's deciding, you know, whether you drive it or not. And then that sits lovely with the WRC. But I will probably get this out this year. I think I'd like to drive it.
That's so cool. And obviously they're 2 doors. I mean, this is what I grew up with. I used to play Colin McRae Rally.
Yeah.
So I recognise these as well. I grew up with these, but I never realised there was that much cash in these, and you know, you could drive them. And because I always just thought, you know, maybe potentially unreliable.
Good to drive.
Don't know what I'm doing.
Really good. 424 made.
Might have been quite an expensive visit, because I'm now going to go down a rabbit hole. I will pick your brains though. For someone like me that's got absolutely no idea what they're doing, I mean, I recognise these cars, and I do recognise some of the lineage and heritage behind them, and why some of them are important. If I said, mate, I've got, you know, 40, 50 grand, which is a sensible amount of money.
Impreza P1.
Impreza P1.
Yeah.
What year is that?
So it'd be about 2000, 2001.
And you can pick a nice one of those up, because I don't want one that's been
looking at them myself.
Okay.
There's a WR one for sale. I was looking at them yesterday.
What's the one they brought out in that gold? That bright blue colour with the gold wheels. You know, the sort of light blue colour.
You mean a Terzo? My brother's got one of those. That's a 98 car. Well, we're going to look at the P25. That's on the auction there. Up there
Yeah,
we've got. Isn't it? So we've got that.
We've got Tommy Mackinnon going through now.
So we've got to rewind that and have a look. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the P25. But yeah, 50,000. You know, Mitsubishis are good as well. Tommy Mackinnon's. But yeah, I mean, the history of these cars. I didn't buy a Subaru after the shape.
Yeah.
So this was my shape, my era, and that's not to mean that. You know, I'd like maybe they done a Richard Burns edition of this shape, but they've done a Richard Burns edition of the Model R. That could be a good place to be. Not enough money to I think cause you problems.
No.
You know, like you're not gonna, you know, you wouldn't go, oh, you know, the Murcielago's much better to drive than a 22B. There's no way.
No.
You know, the 22 being on the right road at the right time is better than the Murcielago.
Yeah.
And the Murcielago on an open road with the V12. You know, people say to me, Richard, what's your favourite car? Well, of course, I said about the Subaru. It's difficult. That's why I've got so many.
Well, yeah.
Because they all do different things. And that's
Well, it's like food, isn't it? Sometimes you're in the mood for pizza. Sometimes you're in the mood for steak. I'm never in the mood for steak these days. Well, anyway. So yeah, very definitely, 100%. And yeah, you can't compare them. And if you are lucky enough or hardworking enough to be in a position where you can fill the buffet up, then why not? Why on earth not? I mean, do you know what? What strikes me? What's crazy to think? Yes, cash flow to buy these things and run them and have a place like this. That you've got to be earning decent money. The money's got to be coming through. But in terms of outright cost, if you said, you know what, I'm bored of cars. I've had enough of this rubbish. They're doing my head in. These haven't cost you a penny.
No,
you're out.
Value has gone. You know, I've got a lot of value in the cars, but also for me, my life's about living.
Yeah.
You've got to remember, I work every hour.
Yep.
So when I'm asleep, I'm thinking about things.
Yep.
You know, but my work is what I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, so if you can do that, then you're always winning. So
Yep.
people are going, Richard, how do you do 250 YouTube videos? You're running a company with 50 staff. You're doing this.
Yeah,
I'm selling Sims.
I don't understand that myself.
You know, I've got a lot of energy. Like if you imagine that I can't go to the cinema because I'd just get up after 10 minutes. You know, my wife knows I can't sit down. I've never watched a film at home all the way through. I can't. You know, I'm busy. I want to do stuff. I want to get on. I don't like just sitting down.
I don't want to insult you or ruin your day, but you're sounding very, very similar to me, and I'm not sure that's a great place to be. Or a lot is resonating, so it gives me hope, to be fair, because I'm exactly the same. I don't watch films. I couldn't tell you anything about Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter, none of it. I've seen none of it. No interest.
Short attention span. You
But
want
that's
to
it.
get on, you want to do stuff, you want to achieve. You've
Love
got a
it.
short life.
Love it. Yeah, 100%.
You've got to remember, I feel like I'm 20, but I'm 50. You know, and then 30 years have gone like that. I've had children. And now I'm thinking, flipping out. I just want to enjoy myself. And if that, you know, what, I'm not collecting money to keep it for someone. I want to spend my money on what I enjoy, and I want to be happy.
Yeah.
And I'd say probably 95% of the time I'm pretty happy. I tend to get depressed when I don't do anything.
Yeah.
If you say to me, you know, go and do nothing, I get depressed.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking for cars and I'm talking to good people and selling phones, I mean, I love the buzz of doing a phone.
Do you go on holiday and put your phone in a locker somewhere?
No, on holiday I do more work than here.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I call it just a hot office. That's all it is.
Yeah, I expect to go on holiday and learn more.
Yeah.
So everything for me is, if you were starting a business now, I'd say it's the easiest time to start a business. Because one, you could do all the marketing yourself. When I started, I mean, my company's called Active because it was A in Yellow Pages. So we were the first.
Yeah.
So I was Active Digital, and then someone brought out ABC Communications, and I was like, flipping hell, damn! Now they're number one. But now, you know, you've got the way of, you know, you could do videos, you could do Instagram, and you've got to learn. You've got to remember, I'm a very shy person, like, incredibly shy. Until I'd done YouTube, you wouldn't get me talking anywhere.
You get into it though, don't you? You know, you're taking my job here. No. I've done zero talking here.
Escort Cosworth.
Yes.
So this one. So
tell me
again. It's fishing, and I thought, if I don't buy an Escort Cosworth before I die, I'm going to be very unhappy, because I always wanted an Escort Cosworth.
Yep.
So I bought these both on the same day, and I thought, I've got to bite the bullet. I've got to get one, because in my day, when I was about 23. Saw one in the Ford garage, looking at it, driving past it all the time, thinking, I'm now going to get an Escort Cosworth. I'm 23, I go in there, put a deposit on it.
Yeah.
Get an insurance quote, 15 grand.
Wow.
So I go, the car's 22.
Yeah.
So I think, I can't lose face, I'm going to look like an idiot, 23. So I send my friend in there to get the deposit back. So I go in there, get the deposit. I said, I can't go in now, so I'm going to lose face. I'm going to look stupid, because I've said to him how much I love that car. So he comes back out. I'm sitting outside in the car like this. He comes in. Richard, I've done a deal for you. Deal? I said, I just want my deposit, like 2 grand.
Yeah.
Said, no, I've put your deposit on an Escort diesel thing, petrol, 1.6 gear. I said, but I don't want an Escort 1.6 gear.
Does anyone?
But I took it.
Okay.
I took the deal.
Yeah.
And I ended up with this 1.6 gear. Actually, it was the same car.
Instead of losing face, that is a very...
instead of this.
Only men would behave like that.
So then all the years on, I then was able to buy this one, and then I saw this one, and I thought, oh, this is going with the rally collection. I have to buy both.
Yeah.
So I bought this. I'm actually going to sell this, because I'm going to get a Monte Carlo. So I always wanted a Monte. They made 200 Monte Carlos.
Yep.
I think there was 12 in purple. I want to get that car, so I'm going to sell this one.
Okay, well...
I'm going to have the challenge of getting the Monte Carlo. So 27,000 miles, original car. You know, it took me a long time to find this one. Even though I bought it quick, I was always looking for one. And you guys in the paper.
Yeah, they're all in amazing condition.
And then this one here, when I bought it, sent Stuart, who's my mechanic, who was Colin McRae's engineer at Subaru, and he won the World Championship. And I said, look, I'm going to buy this Escort. It's down in Wales. He went and picked it up. It wasn't in this colour livery. And he rang me on the way. He said, Richard, just check like the chassis number on the car. Don't check the reg, because you've bought a podium car. And I'm like,
wow.
He's like, you've bought a podium car. And I'm like, he said, it's double the value. Double the value straight away. I'm like, what? So I paid, I think, 100 for this.
Wow.
So Yama Cutulato, he finished third. But also then I looked at the Thousand Lakes. So I put this livery on with the Thousand Lakes. It was actually yellow, but I didn't like yellow. I thought I'd do it in white with the Thousand Lakes. And then I realised that it was leading the RAC rally.
Wow.
Probably when I was there. So it led the RAC rally.
Oh my God.
An engine problem. So I thought, wow, I was probably there with my dad watching the rally, and this was leading Colin McRae.
That's amazing.
You know, so yeah, this is just my first ever podium car, and I was so chuffed. It's like, but fluke, you know. But sometimes you make your own luck.
But yeah, you make your own luck because you put yourself in the pot. You stuck yourself in there. You're taking a punt, and you know you've made your own luck there. So fair play. And vile question tomorrow for a check. If you had to come out of that, what are we talking?
Now, I haven't had this that long. I think I've probably only had it a couple of years. But I've seen them now about 300.
Wow.
350. So it was a good one.
That is a really good one.
But I do really like the Escort Cosworth. So it's that, again, it's that thing of, yeah, you could cash in, but cars are my life. People who know me know I just want cars. Money doesn't really interest me.
Well, the thing is, if you went and sold that, all you'd want is another one, and you wouldn't be able to find another podium car.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just
it's
buy another
stupid.
one, so it's crazy.
Nice to know you've got them. Right, Mitsubishi then. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so this is a car that really difficult for me because I'm a big Subaru fan.
Yep.
And I remember back in the day, I test drove an Evo 6 and then felt bad towards Subaru because I was sick, like, Richard, you can't go to the other side.
You're cheating.
So then later on I bought a Tommy Mackin. I was going to buy a Tommy Mackin and then I bought one. And it was just before lockdown and I sold it. I think I bought it for 38, sold it for 42 and regretted it. Actually tried to buy it back. And obviously you've seen Tommy Mackinnons go up. So I bought an RS, which I didn't know how rare it was. I was actually talking to the guy about the normal Tommy Mackinnon, but 212 made. These are made for Tommy Mackinnon's shells. So when they're going to the rally, they use this car as the donor car. It's very lightweight, like 100 kilos lighter than the normal car. I mean, this isn't even glass, you know. It's it would come with like Nissan Micra seats, wouldn't even have alloy wheels.
Oh, really?
You expect bigger wheels, the red interior. I think there's only 2 with this interior.
Wow.
Because they were turned into rally cars.
Yeah.
It's the rawest car you ever drive, apart from a rally car. The gearbox is amazing. It sounds amazing. It's electric. So I think these could go up. This one's done 60,000 miles, probably the highest. But it's just because they're very difficult to find.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just go, oh, I'll just find a low mileage Tommy Mackinnon. You can't. It just
No.
takes you time.
So what would one of these be if I wanted one? Because I must admit I do like Subarus.
I think it'd be about what I paid, about 70.
Okay.
But I do feel
What about
there's a chance of these going up.
It sounds like it, very definitely. And obviously everything, a rising tide carries all ships. So by all means.
It looks really good too.
I love these, and actually, the closest I've ever been to buying something like this, I inquired on a red Tommy Mackinnon a few years ago,
Right, okay.
and then I snapped out of it, and I said, "Tom, you have no idea what you're doing. You're just buying that because you thought it was cool when you were a kid." Which actually probably isn't a bad way to buy something. So red, like a nice red Tommy Mackinnon. What are they? I wanted to buy one that hasn't been around Bradford backwards through a tree.
So I think, you know, a really, really good one, you're up at the 150s. And
Wow.
You're sort of, you know, nice ones are probably 80 to 100.
Right, well that's ruined my
I don't know what
day.
they went on there, but we'll see. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, the condition is important. Like this one is immaculate. The underneath's immaculate. It's running roll-ins. It's really, you know, really, really good one, which is what I wanted. And then I went on to Aston's because I love the Vantage.
Yeah, me too.
It was the first car I ever paid overs for back in the day. I paid £1,000 over to have a new one because the look of it looked so good, but they just kept losing money. You know, which we're talking about Aston's even now, aren't we?
They do that. At least they've been consistent, Aston Martin.
And then I thought, I just woke up, just one morning, I woke up with my wife and I said, you know what, I'm going to develop my own car. And
I bet that went down well.
Oh, she just she's never been in here.
Really?
She's not interested in cars at all.
Perfect.
She's never been in any of the cars.
Perfect, to be fair. That's the way. Keep it all separate, I say.
P1, a Buell.
Yeah.
She turned up. Oh no, because I hadn't told her I bought it. So she's walking round, fine, come back, we're in the kitchen. She goes to me, I didn't think you'd like a yellow Lamborghini. And I thought, I'll take that. Because she thought it was a Hurricane. They're like 200 grand, aren't they?
Perfect. Perfect.
And in some ways that's good because, you know, I just get on with my hobby, she gets on with her hobbies. But yes, I thought I'd make these. So I've got a lightweight carbon bonnet. This is from Geneva, the show car. Then done the suspension. This is the one JM drove and said it's the best Vantage he's ever driven.
JM's been in that?
Yeah.
Burn it. No, I'm joking. He hates Chinese electric cars, and we love them. So Boo, JM. Everyone loves a Chinese EV.
With the spoiler from BMW, which I then put into this.
Oh, wow.
And it gives loads of downforce.
Yeah.
You know, on the original car, I didn't like it. It has like a curve that goes up.
Yep.
So that goes down and that goes up, which doesn't sit well.
No, you're right. It's a bit of a boomerang, banana-y type thing. I didn't understand that.
It's lovely. And then I've got forged wheels, upgraded brakes. It's really cool, nice exhaust. I'll change the seats pole position. You'd love this because you had Advance, didn't you?
I had the AMR, which was basically just sort of different coloured stitching and stuff.
So
but
I
do love these.
And I thought everything's good apart from this, but the suspension's not the best.
These
So
are
yeah, to
good.
make my own is just. So I've made 4 of them. I've sold 2. I've got another green one out there. And now I'm starting to do 997, so I'm making my own 997.
Ah,
I just think the value, like for me, I like the idea of a personal car,
yeah.
and I think we'd go back to that. So if you look at the new Vantage being, let's say it's 220,000 for the new Vantage.
Christ.
To me, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I think I could buy an S for say 40, 45, spend 10 or 15. I mean, I've spent more because I've had to develop it, and I've had to take stuff off. Put some on, some stuff. I've gone through KW suspension. This is on an Intrax, which is a dynamic damper, but it's mega.
Did Mr. See Through Glass drive this one as well?
Yeah, he drove it on KWs.
Oh, we like Sam.
Didn't go. We didn't like that setup. It's
Yeah.
too firm. So we went to Intrax with a dynamic damper. Reacts the fastest reacting damper.
Yeah.
And it transformed it from low speed ride quality and that. So that's, I'm waiting for Sam to take it back out because I think, and I had the big spoiler on the front and like from a GT4, I just calmed it back down.
Yeah.
Almost, I went a bit too far.
It's a really nice looking thing.
And this midnight blue, I know this is dirty, but you imagine this clean.
Yeah.
And then this was carbon, but I painted that and then just put the carbon on the end.
Nice.
And I thought people could have a GB badge or carbon, whatever they. There's a lot of stuff you can do. The seats make a big difference.
Yeah,
the
they do.
seats were rubbish in the standard car.
Yeah.
And I'll get a lot of comments. People say, Richard, you ruined it as an Aston, but the car was crap. And I don't care what anyone says, anyone can comment. The standard car, the back of it's like a blancmange. The seats were uncomfortable. There's nothing good about the standard car apart from it's a standard car.
Yeah, I mean, my AMR was all right. I took it around Monaco and the twisties. It did feel a little bit sort of wallowy, a bit puddingy. It didn't feel particularly responsive or lively, to be fair, either.
Well, Jake Hill done the suspension for me at Brands, and he said it's the first Aston he's driven that he likes. So I thought, well, we're doing something right. But
High praise.
He really enjoyed it. But he's, used to touring cars and Porsches.
Yeah. Nice. We got these old things. Yeah.
So Murcielago SV, you know a lot about these, but I bought this in 2019, so 5 years ago. It wasn't a car I was looking at buying, it was more a car that I thought might appreciate.
Yep.
And I appreciated from the Richard Hammond video in Dubai.
Yeah.
I watched it about 1,000 times. I thought,
Yeah.
wow, is this? And I'd never seen one until I went to VVS. So it was a car I hadn't ever seen.
Yeah.
And then, so I paid, I think 330,000. They couldn't sell this car.
Right.
Been there a year, was going to auction, and I said, look, I'll buy it. And I just thought, I paid too much, as I normally do. And of course, it's been one of the best investment cars I've had. They're
So-
all in £1 million now, plus.
That is potty, because I remember looking at these back in the day when I bought an Aventador SV and blah blah blah. These were knocking around, and I thought, nah, I'm gonna have an Aventador SV.
Mark on the Triple Eight YouTube,
Mark, yeah, the Triple Eight MF, yeah, I know Mark.
Yeah, so
We like Mark.
So he messaged me to say, Richard, would you sell your SV? And I said, no, because I think it'd be a £500,000 car. And he sent me loads of laughing emojis.
That man has trolled every single purchase I've ever made. He even told me not to buy the Carrera GT. We don't listen to him. We like him, but we don't listen to him.
So I never responded. I said, okay, you do what you want. And then, of course, I've been offered £1.5 million. So he got the 500 right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll go and buy an Alpha, so don't listen to him. Okay, perfect. No, we like Mark. We're not slagging Mark off. £1.5 million you've been offered for that.
Yeah.
Chaos. But again, I mean, I guess you could take it and then go and buy another one, but...
UK car. Only 6 UK cars. I think there's 3 or 4 left. So it's the lowest mileage UK car, the last UK car.
Oh, you're joking me. Wow.
It's original, it's immaculate, it's always been serviced by Lamborghini. And we're saying about servicing costs, only like £1,000, £1,200 service.
Really?
That's probably my best.
Is that what they are? Because I remember with my Aventador, I was horrified.
Was you?
The servicing costs on that Lambo, just you have to walk in with your belt around your ankles on the Aventadors. I could not believe
This
it.
was good. This was
Wow. Old is gold.
It hasn't got too much cost. You know, you've got the tyres. I really like the tyres. They're quite interesting because you get an old new tyre. So
Yeah.
all the technology from that year, but new.
I remember with my Mercy, I had problems even finding tyres. There was only 2 in the entire country at a place, Tyre Point or something in Kent, and they wanted like.
Good guys that makes them. Yeah.
Well, there's the only 2 of them left, and everyone knew it was the only 2 of them left, so they wanted 1,200 a tyre. I was like, that's lovely work if you can get it, chaps, but I'd rather just sell the car. Cheers. So, Barchetta, we covered this on the channel. This is actually how we met, I think. I don't know if we've met before that. Maybe we crossed paths. But this. We did meet there. Yeah, I've forgotten all about that. And there's another meet coming up, which I've had a zillion WhatsApps about. Very enthusiastic chaps. Yes.
I thought, you know, it's not easy picking the cars because there's more information out there.
Yeah.
So when I was first doing it, you know, I'd have to talk to different people and try and do my own research. And now, you know, it's quite easy to go on YouTube and find stuff about cars. But I was just thinking, there's only 2 numbered Ferraris, F50 in this.
Yep.
448 made. I wasn't sure on the looks back in the day. And I thought, but now I think it looks really good.
Yep.
And like next to the Murcielago and things that have gone up, I think, you know what, I really like this car. And it's a manual and it's a V12 and
Yep.
and the red in here, I know it's just been PPF'd and detailed, but it looks stunning. I can't wait to drive it.
Yep.
And I was watching a lot of stuff in America, and they were saying this is the next £1 million Ferrari.
I think so. I do think so. I think you've backed a winner there, very definitely. And now, obviously, when these were new and sort of a few years old, you're under the impression that Ferrari would keep making things that were beautiful and keep improving and this would soon be something that was a bit rubbish compared to what they were going to be making in the future. But now, with the benefit of hindsight, we can see that actually the rubbish is now. The stuff that they're making now, they're good cars, but they're just not cool.
Schumacher developed a car,
Yeah.
70th anniversary Pininfarina, I think 70 or 50. So, you know, these were times when Ferrari were at the top of their game.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I think it's just going to be a really nice car.
Yeah.
You know, a V12 manual.
Beautiful things.
GT3s. So this is, I really like this car. I take it on track. I use this car. Very good ride on the road. I like the size of it. We'll go to 992, but I really like this car with the green, the black. It just
Looks amazing.
Yeah, I think it's just a great car. And again, I waited my time. I'm very patient. So if you think about, as you're thinking about business and what you do, what you need to do is you need to be bubbly and doing a lot of things, but you have to have infinite patience.
Yep.
So I would be thinking on these cars, like that Vanquish I'm looking at 400, I'm thinking 200.
Yep.
I'm happy, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait 3 years for you. These 250, 275, then they started like, this was like 190, I thought, I'm in.
Yep.
I can see the value, I've waited, I haven't bought a 270. GT4 RS, they were like 250, I've just given a list for one, I've got that.
Yeah, nice.
So that's 100,000 less.
Yeah.
But I just have to wait. And then other cars, I have to think, I can't wait any longer because I think they're going to go up. So so your patience, you have the patience, and when you're out of patience, then you go.
And the flip side of that, have you ever done any flipping, or would you admit to?
Only if I bought a Porsche GT3 and I thought I spec'd it wrong. And I had a silver and I put these black headlamps on it and black mirrors, and I thought, I don't think it looks right.
Yeah.
And I got offered like 40,000 over, so I took the money.
Yeah,
I
lovely.
ruined it a bit with Porsche, but I thought, well, I had a GT3 RS anyway, and then you're offering me a new car, but there's only so many cars at the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I like and then obviously that relationship. That's come back now though.
Yeah.
So obviously I bought the GT4S, hopefully get a Touring.
Yeah.
And I said to them at the time, all these Porsche guys, you can't just keep having more and more Porsches. You need more space. You need.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's why you're seeing cars you know, maybe come that down to nice prices on Porsche.
Yeah, because there's only a certain amount of GT3s that people are gonna want in the market as well, so they're gonna come down to a sensible level. I mean, I have been known. I've chucked a few, and sometimes right at the very start, you either take your 100 grand profit, or you hold on to it and know that it's going to go back down to list, and then you're going to be sat in it thinking, this has cost me 100 grand, even though I haven't actually technically lost a penny on it.
Yeah.
So you've got that in your mind as well. So I've done some chucking. It's fine.
Porsche is not, you know, a place that's immune to depreciation now.
No.
For GT products, and you're seeing like 296 GTBs.
Yeah.
Ferraris used to be quite safe, but now the Roma's going to, you know. So you have to be quite clever in what you're buying, and again, like, you have to hold your patience. If you can hold, a bit like business, like you work hard, Tom, you do stuff, and you get nothing, and you get nothing back, and you get nothing back, and you think, I'm getting nothing from this, and then you just keep going, and it's like the time then will give you the result.
Yep.
So I know the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Yep.
That's how I believe it works.
That's exactly it, though. It's no coincidence.
And it's the same with these. I look at the car and think, I like that new Vantage, but I don't like it at 220.
No.
I like it at 120.
Yeah.
You know, or 100, and it will get there. And I'll just bide my time. I'll bomb around in my Vantage until it is. Why do I want to waste 80k? And that's, even though, say, probably 80k is not an issue to me. It's an issue to me because I know how bloody hard it is to make 80k.
And 80k isn't 80k. It's, you know, depending on how things are set up, it's 150k, 130k that you need to earn to pay that 80k. Yeah. And the opportunity cost of that cash as well. So it's not just 80k, it's pre-tax money that you need to earn. Anyway, it's exactly the same in the watch market. Exactly the same. Sometimes watches come out and you think, oh, I'm one of the first. I want to go and be all the smarmy things on the boutique and blah, blah. But actually, if I just sit down, go and enjoy my other watches, fiddle around with them for a little while, and pick one of these up in 6 months' time, I can get it under list. Great. Yeah. Happy days. And the easiest money you'll ever earn is the money you save. There we go. How about that for a catchphrase?
So do you want to look at 992?
992 then, yes. I've driven one of these around Catalunya circuit, not particularly well. It was going better by the end of the day with Jörg Bergmeister. Absolutely horrified by my driving, I think. But I don't think I've ever driven anything as fantastic around the track as one of these. They are unbelievable. On the road, I don't know. I've never driven one on the road. How do you find it? Do you like it?
Well, I haven't driven it.
Perfect.
So
as you do.
I'd like to. But I was saying earlier about there's 1,000 mile running.
Yep.
And when you have quite a lot of cars, like the GT4 RS I got, I've had to get someone else to do the running because I can't drive these at like 4,000 revs, 1,000 miles. It just.
It's useless.
So I think I'm probably going to sell this. It's only done 10 miles. You know.
Perfect. Do you get it a list from Porsche?
No, I paid overs.
Okay, fine.
It was my 50th birthday present. It was delayed, and then I paid overs, but not that much over.
No.
So VVS are going to sell this for me.
Okay.
I had someone come in here the other day who wanted to buy it.
So this is going to VVS?
Yeah, I keep trying to sell it and then not selling it, and then I go and then...
They're great things around a track, but they're bloody expensive to whack around a track in. I mean, I know obviously they're designed to do that, and me just being a bit of an old bore, it's quite a lot of money for just to be bashing around a track. But then I guess people that have these are actually rich, not just pretending.
991.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really like the 991, and the spoiler's fine, but it is massive.
It's very silly.
I keep looking at it, thinking, no, Richard, this.
Have you driven one on track?
No, I haven't never driven one.
I really
I've
think
driven it in here.
You should try one of these on track because you can take the absolute piss with this car on track, and I did things that I thought I'd end up dead, and it just fixes it. I mean, some people like that, but it's I've never driven a cup car, but I can imagine.
These business networking track days now. So I've got my first one next 5th of March is my first one. So I've hired Bedford to myself.
Oh wow!
To just drive the track. I've done that twice now.
Yeah.
And I feel invigorated. I feel like the best time of my life. The last one, sun setting down in a GT3 on my own track.
Nice.
And I'm just going, right, okay, Richard. At least you know why you've worked so hard. Why
you
had to go through the pain. You know, and it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But you have to make sure you reward yourself. You get, the benefit of the hours you're going to put in.
Yeah,
and you just need to keep things simple.
Yeah.
This is a very, very simple in how I deliver them, and that's how I've done okay.
That's the key. We're all on a conveyor belt. of an undetermined length. You don't know when you're going to drop off the end of it, so you may as well have a laugh in the meantime. But it's a shame you get rid of that, but I understand. I mean,
well, I think I'd probably rather buy one with miles. So
very sensible.
From my point of view, I'd probably rather do a 5,000 mile one for whatever, 230 or 40, because I just feel like it's done 10 miles. I mean, the reason I went into them as well is I think this is going to be the last GT3 RS.
Yeah.
Because Euro 7 can't run the 4-litre engine. So I was thinking, well, I could keep it, and then,
Yeah.
like I said to you, I appreciate the car, but I just don't think I'm going to use it on the road. And then on the track, I've been using the 991, which I've really enjoyed. So where I don't want to just have it here.
No.
Although people come in and just go, wow, because this is the highest spec UK car. This has got like the best spec of any.
It's
some
lovely.
of them didn't have ceramic, but didn't have rear cameras.
Yeah.
This is just the perfect. And also, I'm going to say it's understated. I know it's crazy, but with black calipers, it just looks.
I love the finish on the wheels as well. Really nice.
Tiny bit of yellow. Selling it to myself now.
Yeah, you're not selling it, are you?
Best spec one. So yeah, and then as I say, when you come back again, we'll rotate there some of the Lancias. But I know I've got a few things outside to have a look at with you. The 997 with Subaru just restored.
Yeah.
Yeah, just want to keep busy. I like doing things. You know, and I say when I'm not doing things, I'm depressed. When I'm only happy being out of control.
Well, whatever you're doing, you're obviously doing a good job of it. I mean, look at this lot. Okay, so changing it up a little notch here. A lot of people will be asking, what do you do? How do you end up with a car collection like you've ended up with? And, you know, you've obviously got a relentless work ethic, but kind of where's it all started and what's day to day for you?
Yeah, so for me, I started when I was 18, and then my sister joined the business. She was 15, so it's still a brother and sister business, like 32 years on. So business mobile phones, that's what we do. So if you're a business user, we would put you on O2, EE,
Yeah.
whatever, T-Mobile back then, and predominantly Apple iPhones, so security high-end. So you'd be, I mean, we've still got like the local farmer around here to the biggest oil company in the world as a customer.
Wow.
So we've got some really big customers, but we've also got some really loyal local customers. These are all shirts from when we were doing a lot of sports teams, and I made a sports app that was very good, and that was for England rugby and Olympic teams. Like Sky Cycling, you see over there, you're our customer. And then we've won a huge amount of awards for customer service. So if you're coming to Active Digital, it's all about service and us looking after you. And that's what we do best. We won customer service awards for 10 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
Really good. And our customers have been with us a long time. Some of them have been with us 30 years.
Wow.
And then when we had COVID, I come out of our office and we all work from home, and I thought, I've got to create a space now. This castle. So this is where the staff come once or twice a week. They can work. The Scale Electrics I got from Goodwood because I using it, they were using it.
This is chaos.
I'll bring that back, so the staff go fastest times on here. And then they work over around here. These are some of all the canvases through the years. We've got ambassadors like Steve Backley. We've got obviously a lot of sports people. This is from Goodwood Revival. We love going there. I looked a lot younger then. And then this is where they work here. And then through there, we've got like a bit of a deployment room. So if you want to change your iPhone, you can come here.
Yeah.
And you go in there, it's got super fast Wi-Fi and you can transfer your phone very quickly. And then, just everything, I enjoy. So I enjoy golf, I enjoy sport, and I was always trying to collect stuff from golfers, rugby players, footballers. This was like a Martin Peters shirt from his charity days, so we do a lot for charity. We do a lot of recycling as well, so we recycle a lot of laptops, iPads, iPhones, and then try and put that back into schools. So we do a lot of free iPads into schools as well. Got Owen Farrell there, as a motorsport shirt. Jay Jones, she's an ambassador for us, Olympic champion, double Olympic champion.
Oh, nice.
Golf day with Johnny Wilkinson, Steve Backley. Steve's been an ambassador with us for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And golf was probably, I think, the best sport for business.
Really?
So when I was younger, I was an England golfer, and that was where I was going to go. And then my mum and dad, we lost everything, lost the house, they got divorced. So that's how I ended up with selling my golf clubs to start the business. And then, but the thing is with golf, you can tell a personality of a person. So if I was to play golf with someone, I could tell how they are.
Really?
And then I learnt in golf that everything in golf is patience, and then patience is business. And then that's how, and I'd always be like, my dad would always say to me, you're always going to have a bad hole, you're always going to have a bad, but yeah, come back. And then I keep that in business. I feel like if things are going wrong, I'm just having a bad hole, there's a next hole.
Yeah.
That's gone. You know, so I'm very good at, when things aren't good, of just placing it and going, okay, well, that's gone now.
Yep.
So I can't do any more. And I'll start where I am.
Yeah.
So that's how, so if you play golf, you hit a bad shot, you think, oh, why did I hit that bad shot? I don't think like that anymore. And my golf's still pretty good. But I think in that way, so everything's past, but everything's present.
Yeah.
And I think that just clears you. I don't dwell on anything in the past. That is literally talking to you, that's gone.
Yeah.
I'm on to the next bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important for business. I think golf's a very good game if you want to be good at business.
I need to take it up.
Yeah.
It could be a reason I don't have a warehouse full of cars, is I've never played golf. I need to get onto it.
Yeah, and it's just nice that the staff can come in and see this history. So we've got new starters coming in, they don't know the history. We had quite a big office before.
Yeah.
And then we're holding business events here. So we had a business networking coffee event the other week.
Awesome.
8 come in, and we sold to 2 of them. And we're going to do the track days. Yeah, but it's nice to see the staff. We like the home working, but we also know that we don't want them at home all the time.
No.
So I'd say the staff, the main thing for me is the staff have the best lifestyle, but work for the company.
Yeah.
So they do we do well-being days, they do a lot of walking, they do, so.
Happy staff do a good job. Unhappy staff do a crap job. It's pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, and the staff, I'd say, pretty happy. We have quite a laugh.
Good.
We try and have as much fun as we can. The staff dues are amazing.
Yep.
Got a few celebrities coming to the next one, and just talk to them about stuff, and and also just inspiring youngsters to do well.
Yep.
I feel like in England it's very much too much humility. Sometimes we need to just say, look, we're doing well, be happy for us.
Yeah.
I don't always think, Richard, you got all the cars, what have you done? Well, I don't know, I just worked hard, and that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, there's almost a bit of animosity in this country towards people that do well. You drive down the road at most parts of the country in a nice car, you get called a twat. Yeah. So very British.
I probably would have made a lot more money in America, but I think that the UK hopefully will turn around and people will be more appreciative of entrepreneurs and people.
I hope so.
Trying to create jobs, trying to create
good
ways of life.
Yeah.
So this is it.
Awesome. Well, I've always said having your own business is the most impressive thing anyone can do, and you have the utmost respect. Very cool. There's more cars, is there not? Here?
Yeah, there's a few outside for you.
Let's go see them.
997.
Yeah, then I'll get out of your hair.
Pretzer I've just resprayed.
Okay, amazing. Let's go see them. So outside there, and we've got another Porsche. And my favourite generation, a 911. Talk us through what this is then, because yes, it looks like a 997, but...
Yeah, so 997, I bought this off Collecting Cars.
Yep.
It was a CSR. So RPM Technique that made these cars.
Yep.
And I thought, right, it's got quite a lot of stuff on, carbon ductile, all the bits. And I thought, right, instead of the Vantage, I think I'm going to make a 997 version. So I've changed the lights, put 991 lights on the front, changed the forged rims, and now I'm going to do the suspension and the interior. They've got a new Apple CarPlay. I don't know if you've seen that for 997.
Yeah, I've got it installed. I had it in my 997 Turbo. Yeah. The Porsche unit. Yeah, really, really good. Only available on the 0.1s. Not the 0.2 is a software update. So I've done it on both, but
I've got that going in, and then I just really like this generation of Porsche. I think the size is right.
Yep. 997s definitely.
I was going to maybe put a 3.8 or a 4 litre tuned engine in.
Ooh.
With like the trumpets. That was my plan to do next, because a lot of people worried about ball score, different things on the engine, but I'd probably just retune this at some point, like as another project.
Yeah.
But I think this will go down to one of the best looking Porsches. As I say, the size is right, lovely to drive.
Yeah, they're great.
Really nice.
I love a 997, and the thing is with them, yes, you can make them fantastic, and the GT products are brilliant, but you can get a Boggo, just a 997 C2S, and it's fantastic. Even just a 25 grand. So we've brought classic giveaways back, and the most popular cars that we did were just either
nice 997s.
C4S 997, C2S, and just Boggo Carreras.
Right.
They just flew. People love them, and I think there's something about them as well. You're driving around in one. You don't look poor. You don't look loaded. You're not saying too much, but you're saying enough. They're just a great statement and a great car.
It's a classy car. I think the headlamps and I think the whole look of it, very classy.
And the CarPlay thing now is a game changer in them as well. So you kind of feel like you're in a 991.
You can do that on the older cars. It's great. And then this Impreza was my brother's car, but it got keyed all the way round.
Nice.
And he didn't have enough money to redo it, and insurance and everything. So I just said, look. So I bought it off him, and I had it a little while, probably about a year. And I thought, I've got to get this done. So I just had it all resprayed. And so this is the original blue mica deep, and then I've bought some gold Oz because these were like my favourite wheel of all.
Yeah.
So I managed to find a guy with them, and he sold them to me. And then literally I've only had this back a week.
Oh wow.
And then I thought, I'll probably maybe sell it on collecting cars, but I thought it's so nice, I'm just going to keep it. So I've got this one, the 22B, and the World Rally Car.
Nice.
Trio of cars, and also they're really nice to drive. And Imprezas are on the way up, you know, they keep going up in value.
Ones like this are the ones that have been looked after.
So I think it, looks really nice. I like them to drive, and again, it's like a history thing, isn't it? That's the car of my era. I mean, I always remember dreaming of just wanting one with this spoiler, because original cars had low level.
Yeah.
And then like the 99s come out and had the higher one.
Yeah.
It's always like, I need the high spoiler, and then the spoilers have got bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they have.
Over time. But yeah, no, it's a really nice project to do.
Awesome.
Matt's done a great job on the paintwork. So.
Yeah, it looks like new. You never see them like this. They've always been modified to high heaven and look absolutely awful. So it's fantastic.
A car, just original.
Yeah.
Just nice to drive.
Absolutely.
And again, the same. This could be a car that people go into and think, well, is it going to lose any money? Is it? It's a tricky market at the moment, but I do think that the modern cars, you've got to look at where the money is in 40-year-olds and 70 now.
Yeah.
And like you was talking about older classics, but this is a modern classic that's right up there.
Yeah, it's what our generations grew up with. That's where their money's going now. People's kids flying the nest, and people that have got money lying around. This is where it's going to go. I think on that note, have you got before you pop up and say there's another room full of cars? Is that it for now? Because I am going to come back whether you like it or not.
Cars, but I think we'll leave that for another time. And we've got something really special that I bought recently, which we spoke about. And that'd be nice if you could come down and video that.
Big and Italian. Footage cut out there then. Richard's got things to do, people to see, cars to buy, and I think actually some sport to watch on the TV. So I'm going to disappear. But hopefully you enjoyed that extended video, getting to grips with one of the most interesting car collections I've seen for a long time, and a very, very interesting, self-made, hard-working chap. And I find almost the story behind these things as interesting as the cars themselves. So hopefully you enjoyed this longer video. If you like the format, let me know, because I will find other interesting people to go and prod a camera in their face. For now, thank you very much for watching, and if I've put an advert at the start of this video, please make sure you hit the link below. Even if you open it in a new window, link clicks are all monitored, and it really, really helps. And if you like the offer and it's something for you, by all means, of course, please do take advantage. It's what it's there for. Ciao for now. Bye.